Okay, so first things first, we need to talk about how the brain works. And we're going to do that using 3 cups and some water. So, I have here a regular glass of water. As you can see, we'll pour it in here. So, which cup is the water in? The middle one, indeed. You know the drill. Okay, so which one's it in now? This one? This one, right, indeed. Okay, so when I turn this over, what do you expect to happen? Nothing special yet. Okay, which cup is water in now?
Right.
This one?
No.
Okay, so this one?
No.
Okay, so it must be in this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so something can happen in your brain. One of 2 things, in fact. Either your brain offered you a possible solution, or your brain panicked and pushed the magic button and said, hey, something impossible has happened. I really want to focus on the fact that your brain just told you something. You are not the person who did the thinking. Your brain said, oh, I have a possible solution, and handed it to you, which means you are not actually your brain. You are somewhere inside your brain as a function of it. If we can teach this to students at about 7 years old, which is when they start to be able to grab this, they are able to kind of differentiate themselves from the experiences they experience in the world and their actual self, which gives them a whole level of power over learning how the universe works versus just being a casual observer who things happen to. Okay, and this is one of the ways that I get kids to see this. So, those of you who had a possible solution pop into your head, would you give me an idea of how this possibly happened? Anybody? We're in a classroom, so feel free to raise your hand, please. Yes, in the back. Sure, okay, so there's a hole in the bottom and it's now in a secret compartment in the table. Right? That is a total possible solution. For those of you who pushed the magic button, your brain didn't even get that far. That's totally acceptable. Give me another idea. Anybody got another idea?
Water evaporates.
Water does disappear over time. You need a lot of heat or a lot of time. I had neither. Okay? Anybody else? Secret compartment. There could be an actual place where you pour something in here, a thing flips and then closes, and it's a one-way valve and it'll never come back out. Great idea. Not how I did it. Anybody else? Somebody in the back? Yeah, what do you think?
There's a sponge in there.
Yes. Boom. Oh.
Yeah.
So this is our water. This is actually water mixed with a chemical called sodium polyacrylate. Anybody heard of sodium polyacrylate? Most of you have used it in some capacity. It is a chemical that absorbs 300 times its weight in water, which means if I was sodium polyacrylate and I jumped in a swimming pool, I would pretty much soak up the entire swimming pool. Okay? Now this actual chemical is used in an extremely useful place, and I would bet in this crowd probably at least 60% of you have used this on a daily basis for several years. This is the powder that we put in diapers. When a baby goes pee, the pee turns conveniently into a solid that you can dispose of instead of running all over your kitchen floor. Okay? So, the reason I did this was to illustrate to you the process of how electricity works in your brain. Stuff happens around you, it hits your 5 senses. Your 5 senses do the amazing task of turning it into electrical impulses and send it up to your brain where it gets to mesh with your electrical synapse. Your general electrical circuit has to grapple with these new electrical signals and deal with them and write them into the story of your life. When you see something like this that signals magic to you, that is simply your electrical synapses saying, nope, not doing it. Not dealing with it. Doesn't make sense. Okay?